All right, we are live. It has been a while since I have done a live stream here. Whew, a little bit nervous. All right, I normally get a chance to edit and cut, but here we go. All the mistakes will live forever in history. So today I have the new Monopoly expansion. So I recently reviewed Monopoly's 2025 edition, which I'll have a link in the description for you so you can see the full in-depth review. I really thought a lot of the updates that they made in 2025 were absolutely superb. So, at the recommendation of a number of viewers, I decided to track down the various expansions we have this year and try them out. So, we have three expansions. We have Go to Jail, we have the Free Parking Jackpot, and we have the Buy Everything expansion. And if you're wondering why I have two copies of Monopoly here, so I purchased this one, this 2025 edition, to do my initial review of the 2025 edition. And as it turns out, during the holiday season, I ran across this bundle, and it was actually cheaper to buy the bundle that included the base game and the two expansions than it was to buy the two expansions on their own. So I have an extra copy of Monopoly 2025 edition, and then I bought the Go to Jail separate. So actually, this is the other interesting thing is, so I am glad. I just want to take a moment. Shame on me, I guess, for how I ordered it. This was ordered Walmart delivery, and they really went to the trouble to make sure that the tag, even though it was delivered in a bag on my doorstep, they slapped an adhesive tag right across the front of this. Now, thankfully, I'm just a reviewer, so it's not the end of the world if the package is a bit damaged. However, that being said, keep that in mind if you're ordering your Christmas presents. I was not very impressed. So shame, bad showing there. But getting to the game itself, first off, the 2025, we're not going to go into a huge deal, but since I've already unboxed it for a review, we're just going to take a quick look because it is important to note my favorite change from the 2025 edition. So there were a number of updates, but the biggest one was this vacuum-formed organizer. This has to be the nicest organizer I have ever seen in a Monopoly game. I was so pleased. It has a nice clear lid here that snaps right on, keeps everything in place. It's very hardy plastic, so I was very happy to see that. Now the instructions are printed full color, full bleed on sealed paper, so they look gorgeous. It's this nice fold over here. So again, will stand the test of time. It's not all quarter folded and everything. That's one thing I hate about modern instructions is they have a lot of them that are folded into quarters and they end up with weak spots in the paper. Now, speaking of folded into quarters, let me get this out of the way here. The board game for 2025 is in fact also folded into quarters here. Should have rotated it the other way, which I'm not a huge fan of boards folding into quarters, but that has been the fashion for some time. So it's, hardly worth arguing against. However, that being said, the art on the 2025 edition's game board, it's been lightly refreshed. It just looks more like the classic editions of Monopoly with a more flat logo in the center. The Hasbro logo is also a little bit more understated. One thing I do like is there's a little herringbone pattern along the properties on the edges. And somebody pointed out after my review, I didn't notice this, but in 2025, they did change Oriental Avenue to Rhode Island Avenue. So there is a little change there that I didn't catch. So just want to amend that real quick. But the 2025 edition, very nice game board, very nice pieces. I also want to point out, if you check out my review, you'll see I gave a glowing review to the movers as well, because the little metal movers are very nicely polished and quite a bit larger than past years. So we're going to leave this board out for display here so that we can see how the expansions fit. First off, let's start with the Go to Jail, since I have this one loose. And this doesn't have a whole lot of extra cellophane. This is just taped shut here. Oh, tape caught just a little bit. There are some plastic bits and bobs. So we have, and again, this is, I've seen this before. We're getting our cards wrapped in a recyclable like acetate. That's very nice. It's a type of wood pulp product here that's a little bit more water resistant. It'll look kind of like a waxy paper without the waxy residue, really. Oh, it's not tearing apart in one piece very nicely, though. That much I don't like. Okay. Get the trash off to the side here. Oh, right away I see reminders cards. So, oh, these are little additional instruction reminder cards for you. So if you're not used to playing with the rule variant, you can keep this on hand. Looks like there's custom dice because they've got, oh, they've got pictures of the custom dice on the card too. So we will have to, the one thing that I don't like though, the custom dice will require stickers to be applied by the end user. Oh, that's something that I really dislike. That's something that I really dislike. I hate having to put the stickers on my dice. I get that with a number of games for younger kids that I'm reviewing. Gooey Louie was pretty notorious for that. And the thing is it's not a big deal, but what drives me nuts is the dice never look right when you apply the stickers yourself. Now, I see that these have some raised ridges around the edge. I don't know if I can really get, there we go. The light kind of catches. There we are. You can see those ridges. So there are some guides. I'm not going to attempt to put the plastic on live. I know I'll screw it up. But let's see here. We got go to jail. I bet these go right in these little sliders here. That's what that looks like. And there's an extra piece. Now, it had said on the back of this box, it implies that we put this go to jail piece on the game board and it attaches in some manner. So we've also got this one. And they have a little punch out here. All right. Corruption. Take one corruption card when you land or pass. We'll have to see what the corruption cards are. Then we have go to jail here. Boy, this so you're kind of putting some flexible cardboard. Set this on my keyboard without causing any issues here, hopefully. Yeah, here's the stickers. Ew. The stickers for your dice. So I will very gently do that later off camera when I know I'm not going to just absolutely screw it up and embarrass myself. And then I've got these go to jail things, which I'm just going to have a quick look at the instructions to see what those do. We do have, again, full color, full bleed, nice single fold over instructions. That's nice. Printed on sealed paper, really shiny. Shiny's a sign of quality when it comes to instructions. I'm okay with that. So it looks like, all right, so we have corruption cards. We have blue and orange corruption cards. Yep, okay. Looks like there's more orange than blue. There we go. Oh, I gotcha. It's corruption and super corruption. So you're corrupt only even more so. All right. Go to jail and get corrupt. While in jail, collect corruption cards that let you wreak havoc, be sneaky, and get an advantage over other players. Watch out for super jail. Oh, you pay more to get out, but you'll also get more corrupt. So, okay, I get jail and super jail. And then the dice. So the corruption cards are used to make mischief. So yeah, like petty theft. Play when another player buys a property to steal it immediately. I would be. This sounds like they found a way to make Monopoly meaner. Oh my. So we got the reminder cards, the corruption cards, and the super corruption cards. All right. And I'm curious to see how these actually fit on the board. I see these go to jail tokens here. This is interesting. So these will slide over certain spaces as well. So we're going to have the corners. We're going to have these little go to jail pieces, and it looks like there are certain properties that they'll just slide over. We'll pop one out here if we can. We don't want to damage it. All right. Oh, the tolerance. It's so snug. It fits so snug in this. Come on. There we go. There we go. Once that's in there, that puppy ain't coming out. Okay. Okay, and then this has a clip on the back. So I'm not sure how to determine what spaces. I haven't read the rules for the expansion, but I saw the picture. It's going to clip onto spaces like that. What I wanted to see also, how does this look when we add the corner thing? I'm going to get more table space here. I've already got a lot of junk on this table here. It's not the end of the world, but what I don't like is it makes the board kind of bubble up a bit because you're flexing cardboard on there. I don't even know how to adequately display this on camera. I mean, it works. It's not. How weird does it feel to have these both on at the same time? Okay, so you're also making a much bigger board too. This is already what? It's got to be like an 18.5 to 20-inch board. Probably an 18. I should have grabbed a tape measure for this. I didn't even think about that. I'm interested to see the rule set. I am not so excited about how these pieces fit. Let's try to get it like right side up so it looks nice. Here we go. That's about as. Pull it back here so you can get it all on camera. I'm not so hot on how these fit on the board. I guess it's not the end of the world. They'll eventually form, but man, I don't know if there was like a perforation or a fold that you could really put on, but I'm having a hard time articulating how I feel about this because it is a little bit jarring. When we get these on here, we have a space for where the cards are supposed to sit. So now I have a stack of cards sitting on this uneven cardboard here. So I don't know. I don't like how it's structured, but I do like that we have some interesting spice to add to Monopoly. I like the idea of corruption. The idea of dicking somebody out of a property that they were buying seems a little harsh. If you thought that Monopoly was going to wreck friendships before, Monopoly, the go to jail expansion really looks like it will. If you land on any of the go to jail spaces, go to jail. You can still collect rent, bid during auctions, buy houses, hotels, mortgage, trade while you're in jail. You can still use corruption and super corruption. So like you really just don't move. Super jail costs more. You get super corruption cards. Now I want to know, where do I determine the new jail spaces? The luxury tax and income spaces are now your new expanded go to jail. So, okay, so we get rid of luxury tax and income tax, which luxury tax and income tax are on the go side of the board. So this is, well, no, income tax is on the jail side. What I'm talking about here, common monopoly strategy. So you have two sides of the board that have different frequencies with which people are going to land on spaces. And you have the jail side of the board, which has this here, the go to jail. And then you have the pass go side of the board. And so these spaces statistically are the least likely to be landed on, and these spaces are statistically the most likely. So you're rolling two six-sided dice, and if you were to have a frequency chart of how common certain numbers are rolled, your most common numbers are going to be like 5, 6, 7, that sort of thing. And it tapers off as you get to the extremes of high and low numbers, like 1 through 3 or 9 through 12. So you want to kind of use that to factor in where you're going to land. So you're most likely on your early rolls going to be landing somewhere in this area and somewhere in this area. And then statistically, it gets trickier to land in some of these properties here as your odds now start stacking up on multiple rolls. So what you run into is the properties on this part of the map are more expensive to develop because your odds are less likely of landing on, say, Boardwalk or Park Place down here, whereas your odds are significantly more likely to hit like these orange properties or these yellow properties. Now, statistically speaking, you can still win with just about any monopoly around the board, but you are going to do better if you're looking at investing in properties that are going to be in some of the hotter areas of the board. So you got to look at each corner and then calculate, okay, so if I'm rolling, say, like a 6 here, my odds of rolling another 6 or 7 here are pretty high. So it's interesting because Monopoly requires a certain level of both inference on the likelihood of your roll, as well as a little bit of, I guess I would say some soft skills when it comes to negotiating for sales and properties. Because it's, on the one hand, you can calculate your likelihood of landing on a property and invest using that strategy. But the problem is sooner or later, you're going to have to bet against another player or try to buy or trade a property off of them. That's where your soft skills really come in. And, it's funny, when I play Monopoly, I have more success when I'm negotiating trades than I do just rolling, moving, and buying properties either at auction or at first offer. So, I mean, everybody has their own way of playing Monopoly, and I'm really interested to see if these expansions really capitalize on that or not. These the super corruption cards include like identity theft, swap your entire cash pile with another player's cash pile, greasy palms, buy a complete property set from another player for $500. Imagine having to sell a property set to somebody for $500. Blackmail, steal $50 from each player or steal $150 from one player. Okay, so super corruption are pretty nasty. Now we got corruption here. Insider trading, swap any two of your properties with your choice of two of another player's properties. Oh, wow. Bait and switch. Swap any one of your properties with your choice of one of another player's properties. Okay. May not be part of a complete set. Yeah. So there are, the corruption stuff, you can still mess with people's properties, but it says very explicitly at the bottom, the property that you're messing with may not be part of a complete set. So, yeah, corruption is bad, but it's nowhere near as bad as super corruption. However, I will say, here's something I'm noticing as I was packing this up. I don't really even have, they gave me an acetate wrapper for these, which was nice because, there's no plastic waste. But, it would have been better is maybe like a Ziploc bag or something, because everything's very loose in here. These cards are not going to fare well over time. I will put them in a sleeve and everything and make sure that they're protected, because I'm crazy like that. But if this was like regular family use, this is a lot of space in here just to be kind of throwing these dice and these cards. A couple moves and boom, you've got them all over the place. So I don't know. Depends on how organized you are. Some people like to keep their stuff very organized. Some people like to, toss everything in the box, throw it on the shelf. I'll play it in 6 months when the family's coming to visit again. Okay. Well, now we have the bundle here that has the free parking jackpot and the buy everything expansion. So let's pop open the shrink wrap on this baby. On this baby here. I always like a good shrink wrap tear. here's the deal. I appreciate environmentally friendly packaging, and I think shrink wrap does need to go the way of the dodo as much as possible. However, that being said, tearing off fresh shrink wrap on a new game, oh man. I used to work at a video game store, and I'll tell you what, the old like Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 discs, man, that when I got to open up a brand new one for display, there's just something about the smell even. Okay, and this shrink wraps the whole set into this little cardboard deal here for display. Yep, it's all taped shut, so the shrink didn't hide that. So I have another spare set of Monopoly 2025. Might need to give that out as a prize or something for somebody. That ought to be fun. Okay, which one should I open first? Making family hate each other more now. I see you guys have been in there. Hey, everyone. Hey, Zach. Hey, Pitham. All right. Do you have an opinion? Anybody still in chat on if they want to go with the free parking or the buy everything expansion first? Give you a couple seconds because I know I have the slow on there. Otherwise, I'm just going to eeny, meeny. Oh, that's right. Buy everything? Okay, good, because I almost used my emotional support 8-ball. It means something totally different after the 80s were over. Okay, so buy everything. All right. Here we go. Again, it's all just stickers. I got to give credit where credit is due with Hasbro lately. They have been reducing a lot of the waste in their packaging. So like, for instance, I just complained about not having like an organizer or anything, but that is a whole bunch of extra plastic. So, I mean, to be fair, and I like the little, I don't know, would these be like half size in relative to the actual box? About half size. So I like the way that these stack up. The only thing is, I didn't think about this. Hold on, we're gonna delay gratification for just a second here. For science. Okay, yep. But here's the problem. There's 3 of them. Oh, I spoiled it. Yeah, I'm going to be opening up Connect 4 too. It's not Connect 4 2. It's not the sequel to Connect 4. This is called Connect 4 Frenzy. So we'll see. Look at this is unacceptable. I demand that they release at least one more expansion so I can have a perfect symmetrical stack. This is upsetting. My whole groove has been thrown off by this. This is really how unfortunate. Okay, buy everything. Makes the game faster. They all say makes the game faster. So what I think is funny is, in a way, Hasbro is also acknowledging that Monopoly is incredibly dark near the ending portion of the game, and it lasts far too long. Let's just get this over with. Put them out of their misery. Oh, speaking of organizer, and it spins. It's kinetic. Okay. Monopoly is Monopoly's adding toys. Yes. I don't know if it's meant to be spun that way. Somebody's really upset right now watching me just get infatuated. There's a designer out there just watching this going, this guy is amused by a vacuum-formed tray that spins like a lazy Susan. It's like that Murphy Brown insult. Look at him. He thinks that it's neat that his office chair spins. Again, we have a single die. Now, I've learned my lesson. I got to be careful with that. If I say die or dice interchangeably in a video, I'll hear about it. This one, again, also, I'm trying to get the light here. There, you can kind of see there are ridges. There's ridgy ridges. You got the expansion. It can be chaotic. I believe it. All of this looks very chaotic. I don't... The go to jail, stealing people's properties. That's like, hey, I know you like salt. I have like 9 different flavors of salt. Do you want to just try some of them out? Let's start with Himalayan pink and we'll go from there. Okay. All right. And then we got the reminders cards again. Okay. So everybody remember your special rules. You may own only 3 sale cards at any time. If you have 3 and want another, discard one. All 4 corner spaces, chance, community chest, and the tax spaces may be bought if you land there. Single-use sales cards can be used once, then discarded. They must be used during your turn. Instant win sales cards, green, give you the opportunity to win by completing the conditions on the card. Oh my. Ability sale cards give you the abilities that apply as long as you have the card. Okay, on your turn, roll the buy die after you move. All buy die actions. Yeah, it just sounds funny to say buy die. This is a game about making purchases. This is my buy die. All buy die actions are optional. You may buy 1 sale card from the sale vault. You may discard 1 sale card owned by another player. You may discard 1 sale card owned by another player. So somebody can roll the die, and if they get this one little red X, they can just discard one of your. Wow. Hasbro coming in hot, inventing new salt flavors. You win if you have a hotel on Boardwalk with this expansion. So there's a rule set that you can win with a hotel on Boardwalk. I'm just seeing because they got these green sale ones here. Then they got the red title deed. So we got red title deed cards. So similar to the Go to Jail expansion, this expansion seems to have 2 primary card types with then like different color codes on the tops. So like, oh man, I got to set this aside so that we can see some of this a little better. Let's pull the rules. Well, we're not modifying spaces. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm enjoying this expansion more because I did not Go to Jail. My biggest problem was just clipping stuff onto the board that didn't fit nicely. And I was worried that was going to be a problem. This, I don't know why this delights me so much, but it does. This pleases the couch. Okay. I see that we've got 3 different colors. So let's see here. We've got the green buy cards like that, where the color is right along the top. We got yellow like that, and we have red. Okay. And then we have title deed cards, which have like a, like a rainbow thing on the top there. Interesting. So these all have different conditions based on if the corner properties or community chest are owned. Okay, I see. So like there's a cost for owning Go. So you really can buy everything on the board. So that's all right. I'm getting it. Having not read the rules or anything. So buy every space. You can buy free parking, Go, the bank, and even the jail. Buy new ways to win. Some sale cards give you the chance to win in a whole new way by owning all the railroads, building a hotel on Boardwalk. You pointed that out. All right. And more. Roll the buy die. Somebody really thought that naming it the buy die was clever. I don't know why that drives me nuts, but it's one of those rhymes that for some, I'm normally really tickled about rhymes, and I mean it. You got that reference. I know you did. Okay. It's full color, full bleed, very nice sealed paper, single fold over. Definitely will stand the test of time. These cards are no lighter than what you get in the 2025 version, so they feel like they'll integrate very nicely. I mean, it's been a while since I played a board game that came with cards that were super snappy, supple, and nice. Card-based games are still doing it right. We have a lot of nice ones that'll give you like linen cardstock and stuff, but a lot of the board games have just kind of, a lot of board games aren't even rounding the corners too. That's a premium move. I'll tell you what, aside, if I had to choose between a higher quality cardstock or a company paying to have the corners of their cards rounded, I would get the corners rounded 100% of the time. I can cope with the difficulty that having floppy cards provides when you're trying to shuffle, but the longevity that you get out of cards with rounded corners versus sharp corners, it's a huge advantage. So, any manufacturers who are listening to my little rant, add things that do this. I don't know. You could probably shake some keys at me and I would be impressed for a few minutes. But make sure you're rounding the corners on your cards, even if you're doing a lighter paper stock. And I gotta say, I feel like a lot of manufacturers underestimate the tactile quality of a good print stock. When I'm reviewing a lot of these games, I gotta say, I used to work in a print shop, and I really, really get a kick out of when you get rules that are folded correctly, that come on nice snappy stock that I know is going to hold up or even be spill resistant because of this coating here, or when I get something with a nice super smooth print. This is, I love it. These even have that really nice herringbone that you get on the properties here. So I will say, for everything here, man, they really did a good job of making sure everything visually lines up quite nicely. Now, let's see here. So this is supposed to sit in the middle of the board, and it is, in fact, kind of like a lazy Susan. Oh, I'm throwing cards all over the place. I'm ruining it. I'm ruining the whole thing. It's all over. It's broken now. Oh, it doesn't seem to fit a ton of cards. So it looks like just one card. Okay, so I'll have to look at this and see what the rules are, but it looks like you draw and put one card up there. That's cool. It's like the people from Hasbro really want to start family fights. Yeah, that's what I will give them in their defense was I do like the last few editions of Monopoly that I have reviewed. Hasbro has really gone out of their way. It does appear, by the way, that the this is really nice because there is a storage caddy for the die right there in this little lazy Susan. So you get everything sits nicely. The cards are supposed to sit here on this little notch. I like that. Okay. So the buy everything expansion has me a little bit more pleased as far as how the organizer is than what we got with the other stuff, with the go to jail expansion. So far, buy everything is leading for me. I am really interested. Perhaps I'm going to be a Wall Street tycoon. Buy me, pass, go. Come back home, have a new pair of shoes. I'm excited to play this one. Really like the organizer in it. It is a little bit lightweight. Doesn't matter. Organizer is organizer. That's cool. Go to jail looks fun. The rule changes to go to jail look like a lot of fun. My only hang up is I really don't like the board expansions that don't sit level on the table, and I hesitate to try to press them because I feel like placing the board in the little cardboard piece, I mean, I got to visualize this a little bit. We're on a visual journey together. I want to welcome you to my messed up world where I dwell in my basement and I try out board games. All right. All right. I mean, it fits beautifully. This is one of those things where I'd hesitate to put any weight on it to flatten it out because I don't think it'll emboss the way that I want to, and then it'll put strain on the board itself. It's not the end of the world, but I would have liked, I don't know. I don't know how you could cut this. I mean, it's generously cut. I don't know how you could cut this in any manner that would allow it to lay flatter on the board. But the amount of, especially where this fold is located too, the amount of skew it puts on it, I don't know. It's just crooked enough. I mean, then again, this is the go to jail where you're corrupt. So crooked is kind of the name of the game. Maybe that's what they got going on here. Maybe Hasbro's like, crime never pays, not even the board expansions. It just bugs me because I feel like as people are, no matter how gentle you are and you're moving things about, eventually you're going to get to this part of the board and touch it. And Any properties or player movers are going to bounce. The cards actually stayed up better than I thought, considering how it's leaned. So maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just being too anal on this. I don't know. Can you ever really be, though, when you're in this hobby? Well, actually, all right. All right, so we have been through the Go to Jail and the Buy Everything expansion. Both look like they'll be a lot of fun. Go to Jail's corruption and super corruption stuff looks hilarious, and I cannot imagine how pissed I'd be to fall prey to some of those. So I don't know, but if it speeds up the game, I'm also curious. Here's the deal. I'm curious about speeding up the game of Monopoly because first and foremost, I know that the vast majority of house rules tend to speed up Monopoly. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. They tend to extend Monopoly. I misspoke here. The vast majority of house rules tend to inadvertently extend the game of Monopoly, and Hasbro puts a lot of effort into their rule books and everything, telling you to speed it up. Got to get that frog out of my throat there. So, like I've noticed in the rule books, there's a lot of don't loan money, don't sell a property for less than it's worth, don't give free parking bonuses. All of these things contribute to a longer game. If you actually play Monopoly and you really just kind of pile drive through it, gameplay sessions aren't actually that long. You can get through a gameplay session in about an hour to an hour and a half, which, I mean, that might seem like a long time comparatively to other board games. I mean, for instance, you can get through Candyland in about 10 minutes, but look at the complexity of the game. I don't know. Is it a goal to want to get through this that fast? How fast is the ideal game of Monopoly? I guess that'd be my question, because I hear people talk about having marathon games where they lasted all weekend. And that kind of amuses me because I gotta imagine that you're using free parking or something like that. But Monopoly, such a divisive game. It's I'm always fascinated by it. The game has a fascinating history. It was the Wild West during game publishing. I mean, we had the original concept coming out in 1904, and then it getting almost directly ripped off. So Elizabeth Magie, actually, her original version of Monopoly had two different rule sets, which I'm surprised we haven't seen Hasbro revisit. This is kind of interesting. So Elizabeth Magie's original Monopoly came with both the Monopoly rule set and an anti-Monopoly rule set that basically led to all the players continuously prospering. But what's funny is, how do you determine who wins the game? So realistically, the portion of the game where there's only one winner is the part that's popular, because people naturally play board games as kind of a contest, an amusement. So to me, it's kind of funny to think about one of the earlier co-op games that never really gets recognition as being a co-op game is Anti-Monopoly. The second rule set to the original Monopoly, or the Landlord's game, I should say. Elizabeth Magie's version was the Landlord's game. It had a significantly different map. Charles Darrow, when he stole the design and made Monopoly after playing the Landlord's game, he's the one that really simplified the design. But the thing is arguably, I'd say that Darrow had regardless of any of the dirty dealings that Parker Brothers and Charles Darrow had with Elizabeth Magie in the inception and purchasing of the rights of Monopoly, one can definitely argue that Darrow recognized the importance of it being a competitive game and how to balance it as such. So it's fascinating stuff. Again, I do like the packaging on this. I like the packaging on all of these, really. I like the bold art. That's awesome. Okay, here we go. The free parking jackpot. Now, this one got me because there's a mover. Yep, I already see it in the bag. There's a little mover there. There's what did they call that again? They called it the Deal Mobile. You get the Deal Mobile. Oh man, that sounds like a mobile used car sales response unit right there. The Deal Mobile. I want to get a Deal Mobile. I'm gonna move these Toyotas. We're gonna drive right on down to your home and sell it right in your driveway. No need to visit the lot. Okay. All right. And we have, wow, Wow. All right. So we've got more reminder cards here for the new rule set. I like that each one of them comes, each one of these expansions comes with a really nice reminder card for the rules. That's cool. Because, I mean, we're all used to playing Monopoly, but I can see where it's really easy to forget rule variants, especially early on when you're playing. Reminders: all money you would pay to the bank should be paid to the jackpot instead. When someone lands on a property you own, you may choose to take a spin chip from the bank instead of charging them rent. You can use spin chips to spin the spinner anytime during your turn. Take a free parking bonus card each time you spin. Oh boy. Okay. And when you land on free parking by exact count, take a bonus card, collect the whole jackpot, swap your tokens for the Deal Mobile token, leave your token on free parking. You'll swap it back when you lose the Deal Mobile. Oh, okay. So it's a rental. I'm just going to tear this right open here. I just have to because the Deal Mobile is awesome. I don't know, with big old gold. Look at that. And it's even got the Pasco arrow on the side. Nice design. It's heavy. I gotta say, Hasbro, with all these metal movers that you've got in the new Monopoly, I like what you're doing. I like the cut of your jib, Hasbro. I again, credit where credit is due, man. Okay, so I thought it was just the 2025 stuff that I reviewed that was good, but I gotta give it, this recent review that I did for Hungry Hungry Hippos proved too that Hasbro has really upped the quality on a lot of games. I think they really did take to heart. I mean, I was reviewing some stuff that was just trash for a while, and then these recent games, they really brought up the production value. Let's see here. I got the Uno add-on packs. I don't know about these. Oh, right on. Yeah, I didn't know about the Uno. Now, I did see, I haven't watched it yet, but I saw Cam Sandwich did a video recently about like a Monopoly Scrabble mashup. That one might be up my alley. I have like a thing with Scrabble. It's not weird. It's just, a lot of people like games with tiles. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we've got more of these spaces too. We've got more of these clip-on spaces. We have some pass go chips here. Oh, they're nicely perforated. That's another thing. One of my complaints about Candyland 2025, which by the way is the best in the series, and this is coming from somebody who I would have asserted that the 1984 was the best in the series. It was the first one to add lore, and it's the one that I grew up with, so it's the art that I liked. I gotta say, man, 2025. Go get the 2020. Even if you're an adult, here's the deal. People are rough on early childhood games like that because they're super easy, but they have their place. And they were designed for playing with children who were ill with polio and had limited attention. Honestly, you play Candyland, you can play it with somebody who doesn't speak the same language. They'll pick it up super easy. You can play it with people of various different intelligence levels, different ages, different abilities. So I'm always a big fan of games that are that accessible. The 2025 Candyland, check it out. It's awesome. Love this, though. These popped right out. They were perfed really nice. The reason I mentioned Candyland was Candyland wasn't perfed as nice as this. These popped right out of the cardboard. I like that they kind of get the red-green kind of thing there, the red-green color combination. I don't know, it's like the Joker's expansion. And here we go. We got all our spin pieces here. Okay, these are a little bit tougher, so gentle on those perfs when you're popping these out. Drop this in. I gotta do at least one assembly here. There we go. Yeah, all these extra space clips, though, these are nice. They have nice clearance on the plastic. They fit on the board. Snug, but not too snug. Just slips right on and boom. Boom. That's great. I'm dumping stuff all over the board now. Limited forethought when I'm lifting the board. Now I'm making a mess. It's embarrassing. Everybody's seeing it. It's live. I can't edit it out. Oh, no. The whole stage is falling apart. However will I recover from this embarrassment? All the accoutrements that are coming with this expansion are wonderful. Again, I wish the cards had rounded corners, but that's a relatively minor complaint. They line up with the quality of the cards that were in the 2025. Material-wise, they're very, very similar. So almost indiscernible. They'll integrate quite nicely into the set. We have a spinner. Oh, much like the Go to Jail expansion, we have a little section that's going to clip onto the board. Oh, please don't tear. Thank you. I speak to inanimate objects because I'm in a basement. What can I say? All right. Free parking there. All right, let's set some of these aside. I got to get the rules. Get the rules. We'll set some of these parts aside until we can really bite into them. So the rules, set them right back in the... Okay, extra spaces. There we go. Card tokens that look like the Joker's color scheme. There we go. Inserts for the extra spaces. There we go. The Deal Mobile. Deal Mobile is going to just, I'm going to park it right. You can still see it. It's nice and bright and shiny right there. Cock it towards the camera a little bit. You get that 3/4. If anybody wants to do the like Forza Motorsport photo mode on it. Okay. That is one fine looking Deal Mobile. I'd buy that for $1. All right. Little Paul Verhoeven reference for you. Can we... Oh, the little plastic piece of the spinner is going to... It's flared just enough that pushing it through here is going to deform the cardboard just a bit. And we don't want to do it. Got it close enough. Problem is you get that cardboard deformed and then it affects the spin over time. Yeah. It's a spinner in the sense that it works. Not a very good, this isn't the best. This is not the height of spinner technology. And actually, for once, the little flick fin. So this little fin here that sits up here for you to actually flick. Because you look at a lot of older games, they get like these tiny bits of tin that they put arrows on, and they're as thick as like 2 sheets of paper. And when you flick them, the metal that they're made of, it's some manner of like lead bronze hybrid, gets up under your fingernail and gives you tetanus and you die, which is why so many people who played board games in the 60s and 70s before we got plastic spinners fared so poorly, and why so many of their games are now available for cheap online when you go on eBay. So just replace the lead in the spinners there. So let's see here. I like these bonus cards here just because right away the first one I looked at said upgrade and had a picture of the Deal Mobile. The Deal Mobile is in fact an upgrade. So we'll just put that right there. Upgrade. Swap your token for the Deal Mobile immediately. Any unowned property you land on is free and you don't have to pay rent. The Deal Mobile gets better every minute. Yeah, I want to get a t-shirt now of the Deal Mobile. This is... I would wear this as like a chain, like get a bigger one, like Run DMC with the rope and it'll be awesome. Check out my Deal Mobile. I like good deals and I cannot lie. That was terrible. Sorry. Take a shortcut, maybe played before or after you roll and move. Move to any property. If unowned, you may buy it. If you pass go, collect 200. Move to any. Wow. Hit the brakes. Stop another player's bonus card. Maybe played out of turn. Oh, I like this one. Vroom. It's got Mr. Monopoly. I don't know if I can get a good angle on this. Well, close-ups will happen when we do the full review here because I got to play these to give them a good review. But I love the Mr. Monopoly with the car. Oh, okay. This is insane. You spin this, you get you either lose money or you get like buy any one unowned property, a free house on any property that you own. All right, and let's see. You're seeing how when I'm handling this board, how much I hate quarter fold boards because you have this weak point right here. Maybe it's a good thing I have a spare 2025. You know, one suggestion I got was somebody really wanted a durability test of 2025 versus 2021 of Monopoly. And I was just sitting there going, I don't know that there's going to be a significant difference in durability between the boards. That seems kind of odd. I mean, would you ruining every relationship with a roll of dice? This, oh man, would you be interested in seeing a video where I actually tried to compare? How do you compare the durability of these boards? I suppose the best way to do it. See, here's the problem: comparing 2021 to 2025. And before we get too far into this, we are still looking at this expansion. The spinner does not seem to be horribly affected by how off level the board expansion is. However, this board expansion still significantly lifts the board off the table. You can kind of see in the view. Yeah, that's all right. I got to figure out a multi-angle thing one of these days. I gotta, yeah. Become a channel member. Join the Couch Potatoes and help fund my empire so I can get another camera. It'll aim right down like this, and then like I can just get one of those fancy switchboards and go, okay, guys, you see this? And you just boom, and you get a macro. Wouldn't that be awesome? Okay. You know, the extra piece doesn't sit flat. That's one thing that's kind of bugging me with these expansions is the extra board pieces don't fit flat, save for the additional spaces like this. The corner pieces are the culprits here. These spaces are just fine. I'm actually a little bit perplexed. I feel like a small plastic, I guess it's more plastic. Again, I am torn between criticizing this for fit and finish, be it that my suggestions would involve adding more plastic, but these already have a fair amount of plastic components. So is it really out of line to say perhaps this free parking section should have been cut out as a square token and there should have been a plastic piece that it slides into here that would allow it? Also, these folding the way that they do. The other thing is normally you try to fold backwards a little bit, but this cardstock is very thin and it's actually like it's really scored almost all the way through. So that's another thing. You have unsealed cardboard with a score that's, geez, it's all the way through the cardboard and onto the second laminate on the other side. So, I mean, this really is not, this isn't the most durable stuff. So I don't know. I kind of feel like I would have preferred as silly and environmentally unfriendly as it sounds, the line though. So if you build it with plastic and it holds up and stands the test of time, then you're not filling a landfill. Whereas if you build something with substandard materials that doesn't stand the test of time, then all you're doing is making landfill fodder. So where's the line? But overall, I still think that the quality of everything here is reasonable enough for what you're getting. As an expansion for Monopoly, I'm really interested to see how fast can a game of Monopoly go once you add these expansions too? Like, are we talking like a 15-minute play session now down from an hour? Are we talking like, does it have let's see here. I'm just trying to see. And all these say like 2 to 6 players, ages 8+. This does not have a time indicator. Here we go. I really should have checked the main package proper. Right on the front, it says 40 with a plus/minus. So that kind of falls in line. Oh. I like the deal mobile, but right there. So if your average game of Monopoly, it's about an hour to hour and a half. You add the expansion and you bring it down to about 40 minutes, but it's plus minus. How much time are you really saving here? Why is I guess my thing is makes the game faster seems like a dubious selling point. I don't know. How are you? Adding money into the economy of Monopoly seems like it'd only make the game less. And you are 100% right. That's exactly why they tell you in the rules to avoid house rules that give people extra money. So I am a little bit perplexed. I also find that the experience of the board game is a huge selling point to it. So the idea that you would be going out of your way to speed it up, it's so funny how both simultaneously celebrated and reviled Monopoly is, isn't it? Isn't it? It's a cultural icon. It actually is famous. It's hated for doing exactly what Elizabeth Magie wanted it to do so beautifully. This is not designed to be a pleasant experience. It is meant to be a teaching tool. It teaches you about the dangers of land ownership monopolies. I find these modifications fascinating. I'm not going to lie. When it was first suggested to me to review expansions for Monopoly, I was sitting there going, these look like they're going to be lame. Like, why would you expand on Monopoly? Come on. But to be fair, now that I've seen that they look like they add basically like madcap chaos, it looks fun. Let's see. The free parking house rule. Oh, your wife likes the free parking house rule. Oh, she's benefited from it. Your wife likes the free parking rule, and she hated that they said in the rules not to. See, that's somebody who's had too many windfalls. You know, I'm all about taking away some of these advantages. All right. So I've got a bonus round here. Mrs. Old Crappy Couch knows that I have a soft spot for games that blur the line between toys and games. Connect 4 is kind of one of those games, and Connect 4 falls in line with what I was talking about with Candyland earlier. I really like games that transcend skill levels, that transcend language barriers, that transcend age. And Connect 4 is definitely one of those games where anybody can learn. You don't have to speak the same language. All you have to do is want to have fun together. So this is one of my favorites. Now, this is kind of interesting because Connect 4 is a solved game. So they proved in the 80s that the traditional Connect 4, it's 7 by 6 spaces or something like that. That game can be solved or won in 42 or less moves if you are player 1. You can consistently win so long as you can play what's called perfect play. And perfect play, it's kind of funny to me to say, hey, you can always win if you play perfectly. But what they mean is by following a set amount of rules and parameters that determine your win. Such as aggressively going after your row as opposed to trying to block another player. Now this is not 7 rows, 7 by 5 or 7 by 6. I should have grabbed a traditional Connect 4 board to put up here. But I have Monopoly and all this other stuff here, so I have limited table space. This is 4 by 4. And this one, you bounce the chips. Again, I know it's not environmentally friendly, but you gotta love the shrink wrap. We got our chip. These are significantly lighter than a regular Connect 4 chip. Much thinner. Oh, those aren't real chips on display here. So this got a lid. A little cardboard piece there, just to display the chips. And then we got these little cups. So this is just strictly storage. We'll set that aside here. Connect 4 Frenzy. Contents: grid, cover, 44 discs, 22 red, 22 yellow. Yes, all there. Very good. Yes, very good. Object: be the first team to get 4 discs of your color in a row by bouncing them off the table and into the grid. Okay, so what's different about Connect 4 Frenzy? You still need to get 4 in a row to win, but instead of dropping discs, you'll try to bounce them off the table and into spots on the grid. Everyone bounces at the same time. It's a free-for-all. You can steal spots from the other team. Okay, so get ready. Remove the cover by lifting the corners and store it under the grid. Oh, I screwed up. I'm sorry, guys. I failed you. I was so foolish and short-sighted. I just set this aside instead of realizing that it was modular. And now this is going to live on forever in my live stream. Okay. Let's see. You're split into two teams. The red and the yellow team alternate players around the table so teammates can catch any discs that go flying. Place your colored discs on the table. So you count down 4, 3, 2, 1 frenzy, and all players simultaneously start bouncing their discs off the table and into the grid. But it says split into two teams, alternate players around the table so teammates can catch any discs that go flying. So I think that's really more of a suggestion of if I'm playing, I want my teammate on the other side, and I want to make sure that we're not throwing at the exact same time. Oh, oh my. Get discs ever. The cats are going to have a field day. I don't think I need every single one of those to do well with this demo here. Dive under the table and get those. It's a real frenzy. You're right. They couldn't have just said it's a real frenzy. And I agree. I was going to say when I saw this, I was thinking quarters. This reminds me of a popular game I played in college that didn't involve any alcohol. Hey, all right. So trying to go at an angle, you're definitely going to lose some of these. This is interesting. It's really tough. I'm just trying the Pogs approach. Oh, too much. There we go. This is much less reliable. You got to try to get it. God, I hope that's not too loud on the mic there. There we go. Oh. This is. I love how some of them just go shooting off. This is a very interesting take on Connect 4. It is absolutely just like quarters. Just you have to connect a roll of 4. Honestly, the Pog slammer off to the side, the slammer move is really the way to. Maybe I'm misled. I thought it. I had a few. Maybe they were flukes. Anybody watching really good with quarters here? What am I? Is it because these are too light? So you need $1 to win. Yeah. These. I feel like it's because these are just too light. It's just losing all these bad boys. I'm going to have old crappy cat bringing me these discs for like days now. She'll love it. It's like when I played Weapons and Warriors, I did that battle report. That cat, she was having the time of her life. I can't. I was getting it bouncing back at me. Come on. They are way lighter than a American quarter. They are about the size. I should have grabbed an American quarter. They are a little bit larger than an American quarter, but these weigh a fraction. Oh, I might get a diagonal. These weigh a fraction of what a quarter would weigh. So, what do I do? Oh, what was that cheating? That was cheating. I think that was cheating. I manipulated the board with my hands. It was embarrassing. I should never have done it. I'm going to try to get a row of 4 with the last of my yellow ones here. And if I can't, I'm going to try to get the last of the red. I'm really interested to see which one I'm more likely to get. This is... Yes. It's... And maybe it's the plastic table that I'm playing on too. The consistency of the bounce is tough. That's why I was trying the Pog Slammer approach. Just seeing if I could get a little extra bounce back there. Oh, because... Oh, there we go. That wasn't so bad. I'm close. I'm close. I'm close. Okay. Like I'm trying to aim. Come on. Come on. Oh. Yeah, that was a heartbreaker there. Kid from nowhere. Cinderella story. He's got 2 chances out of 4. Not doing so well there. Missing his shot. Oh, he's got to be happy with that one. Come on. 2 more shots. 1 more shot. Chariots of Fire is playing in my head right now. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, that was really more like the Kima from Jason Voorhees there than the cha-cha-cha. Okay. Yellow. What a terrible score on yellow. This is, I feel like it would play better on a wood table. Try to knock it in with another chip if it lands in the middle. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being the solution. If you get one on the middle, and they are rounded here. They're very nicely rounded on the board. So, I mean, that was a highly unlikely position. Ah! There we go. Cinderella story, kid from nowhere, trying to achieve Connect 4 fame. Nope, not doing it. Ugh. See, I'm trying to decide what's better. Should you try to get the flat on the table, in which case the slammer technique is the better technique, or try to get the edge? Because the edge can be very unrewarding. The slammer technique can kind of launch them off. See, I switched to this and I'm like, this will be so much better. And then it goes. That's so bad. This is so much easier with real quarters. I'm going to tell you this. It's been, even though it has been a long time since I've played this with an actual high ball and real quarters, these... Are you not entertained? Okay. This is so much harder with these light coins. Got one? Okay, here we go. Here we go. We have some progress. I have a few shots left. I have 5, I have 8, I have 9 shots left. If you have 1 shot, take everything you ever wanted in that moment. You better lose yourself. There we go. Got another one in. It's one of those horrible carnival games where I win a goldfish that I don't know what to do with. Come on. All right, 5 more shots. Can we do it? Can we do it? I'm just excited if I get it into the tray. Ah! Okay, I have a chance. I have a chance. I have a chance. Red team wins. There it is. There it is. I gotta get my pose like I'm a guy on a dating site showing off my fish. Ladies, it's natural. Okay. Oh, Connect 4 Frenzy. I agree. They missed an opportunity to call this. You're even shouting frenzy, too. All right. Oh, this is, I want to try this with a party, but I will say I am, oh, there are other ways to play. They do say 4 in the center or 4 corners will work. And they said for a less frenzied game, take turns. Boy, can you... I'm just saying, I can imagine this already being with any player crazy, but you have some particularly young kids just throwing those chips around. Oh man, you know what though? The Connect 4 Frenzy packaging. Now this is interesting because this is very similar to the packaging I saw on Battleship and Operation. And so we've been talking about Hasbro's game packaging today on this live stream. We've been talking about the games that I've been impressed with lately. And the interesting thing is, the only reason I would keep any of this cardboard, you know what? I'm gonna retract that a little bit. I'm gonna retract that. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have loose chips all over the place. I'll clean this up afterwards. I'm going to retract this a little bit. So at first I was sitting there going, the only reason I'd hold on to the cardboard is really because I do a show about board games and I want to show off the packaging. But how are these rules going to hold up if you snap them in here? Okay, so you can put the rules in here. They are just now susceptible to sunlight, oxygen, moisture, and they get embossed by the little nubs, the little nubbins. These nubs right here. I don't know if you can see them, but they're very nubbly. Right there. Yes. Yes. This is very disappointing to the couch. This is very disappointing. You have such an easy game that you almost don't need to keep rules. But you know what's even more fascinating about this? The closer I look, okay, there's the branding. The branding is only on 2 sides, and it's very subtle. It's very tasteful. Connect 4 Frenzy. It's embossed right there. You can kind of see the light. It's so yellow did win for the small square in the middle. Yeah. It isn't in the hole. Man, I just this ticks so many boxes, and then it so like Battleship's another one where I struggled with this, where the rules really, the game is so well known that pretty much everybody can figure it out. People know it. It's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. Battleship has been around since before the 20th century, played with pen and pencil and paper and such. But I guess my thing is if I had no idea what this was, and my only clue is the paltry bit of branding that's on this that says Connect 4 Frenzy, I'm not sure I would get exactly how this game was played just based off implication. So that's my only detractor, because I think it's fun. This is a great party game. Do you want to play quarters? You don't want to remove the themes that are usually associated with quarters that are a bit more adult. This is it. This is a great way of making that game. This is clearly going to be fun. Now, the only thing that gets me is I can imagine having, one, you want a lot of space around this table. And as you saw from my demonstration, because I'd be bending down and picking all this stuff up, you probably want to play at like a high top or be standing. I actually think if I was standing at this table and playing, that angle of throw would be easier, because when I was playing like quarters and stuff back in my younger days, we usually weren't like seated playing that, unless it was the much later rounds where you had to be for safety purposes. But I think the angle is kind of, I feel like these chips could have been a bit heavier. I think that would have helped. I'm not sure. But this was pure chaos. So I am excited to pull this out. on a game night when I have some friends over and see how it actually fares with a lively crowd, maybe a few sheets to the wind as well. That might be interesting just to see how our self-control goes, just to see how everything plays out. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. I don't know. I got that extra. I have an extra 2025 edition of Monopoly. I am not a wasteful person, but I am tempted to do a durability test. I just don't know that there's really any merit to doing a durability test. So perhaps instead we'll be doing that as like a giveaway or something. I'm sure there's somebody out there that would appreciate this superb edition of Monopoly 2025. So we will determine that. However, like I said, the bundle, it was cheaper for me to buy the bundle that came with buy everything and the free parking jackpot than it was to buy the expansions on their own. So I want you to keep an eye out for that. Like I do have my affiliate links in the description. Okay. I gotta fund the show somehow, but keep an eye out for those deals where they have some of these bundles during the holiday season, because it was so much cheaper to buy another copy of the game and the expansions than just 2 expansions. I was very surprised, but that's just how some of these deals shake out sometimes during the holiday season. So definitely keep your ear to the ground for that. But so far, I'm very impressed with what we're getting. There are a few material things that I have a problem with, but I'm really interested in trying these new rule sets on the expansion. So I will have to return to you with a more exciting review once I actually have some insight as to how these affect the game. I wonder how it's going to do with like 2 players, because Monopoly is one of those games where I really find that 4 players is the sweet spot. When you have 2 players or 3 players, 2 players, the gloves are off from the minute that you're going. 3 players, basically, sooner or later, 2 of them are going to go at each other, and then 1 player has a chance to play neutral. When you have 4 players, I've noticed that as soon as the gloves come off between 2 of them, the game gets a lot more interesting. So there's just certain games that have that sweet spot. So I am interested in seeing if the expansions will be good for 2 players or will be better with 4 to 6. And keep in mind, it's kind of tough to find games that support 6 players these days, unless you get into some of these heavy Euros. But I'm surprised at how many traditional games have really reduced how many players are required to play, or at least how many players they host. So I am glad that we're seeing some new life being breathed into Monopoly. It's a classic franchise. But I guess that's everything that I have to open up. So that was exciting. That was fun. I haven't done a live stream in a really long time, so thanks very much for joining me. I should be doing them more frequently. Last time I really jacked up my audio. So I'm glad that everything looks like it's coming through well on this one here. So next time, I promise I'll make sure that I'm more mindful of my audio, and hopefully maybe I'll have another camera. Otherwise, keep an eye out. I have some great reviews coming up. I even have a very special review coming up for a game that I have a lot of sentimental value attached to. I happened to replace one of my childhood favorites recently, and I cannot wait to share it with you. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming in the next few days. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. I look forward to seeing you on my other videos and my other live streams. Have a good one. All right, now I got to click this little button here to end it, so I have that like few extra seconds at the end of the program, right? Should I just stare pleasantly at the screen?